Hello, good afternoon. Just check voice is audible. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Last lecture, are you remembering what where we were, what we have started? We have started chapter number 4, center of gravity and moment of inertia. So basic things we have discussed. If I am not wrong, is this correct?
Yes,
Stay
sir.
with syllabus discussed. We have discussed the syllabus of chapter number 4. Chapter number 1, 2, 3 were related to each other. And that state of chapter number 1, 2, 3 is different. This chapter is totally different. Where we are supposed to apply certain formulas, okay, to find the center of gravity and further moment of inertia as well. So, center of gravity or centroid, both are the same terms we are going to use. Actually, practically, there is a difference. Okay, so what we have seen in this way. So, centroid and center of gravity. If there is 2D diagram, centroid, it is a point at which whole area of the body is supposed to be concentrated. Okay, so it is centroid. We can say what is center of gravity. It is the point at which whole mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated. It's 2D and 3D in short. But in our syllabus, we are going to treat both the terms as same. Actually, we are related to two-dimensional figures only. So area. Either we will say centroid or center of gravity. It will be one and the same. So, but in practically, if you will think more, or if you will go in little depth, we will come to know that these two are the different terms. Okay. Then related to this centroid is two-dimensional figure, that is area, and this is three-dimensional figure, which we can say object, three-dimensional object. Okay. It requires only two reference axes, x and y, to locate any centroid. On the other hand, it requires center of gravity requires three axes that we know. So this formula is most important. Today we are going to solve problems on this. Means we are going to say it is a centroid. So we will see finding the center or centroid or center of gravity for composite objects or composite figures. I will say why I am using word figure, because it will be used for two-dimensional entity. That's why this one is most important. You should keep in mind. Okay, this one most important. We are going to use today. These two formula x bar. What is x bar? A1 x1 plus a2 x2 means if I will uh, have a highlight on this, what is that? We can say x bar and y bar. What it is? So A1 stands for area. Means if particular figure is divided into number of subparts, then A1 will be area of first part, A2 will be area of second part, we can say. Then AN, what the way? So here I will write plus. So whatever number of small figures I have, this total figure I have divided into small parts. For that all parts or sub part, I will say, we have to calculate area. And one more thing, for sub parts, we are necessary to locate its centroid. Then we are going to combine. It is given by in this way, x bar and y bar. It will be given in this way, x bar and y bar. Are you with me? We will see problem. So here you cannot understand immediately. But once we will solve one problem, immediately you are going to understand what it is. So forget about this. You should not think right now with this. Okay, we are not going to use this. We are going to use only this formula. Are you able to analyze? Are you with me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, we will see this formula, how it is going to apply. Very simple. Very simple. Don't worry. This chapter is very simple. Only calculations we have to do very carefully. Very simple. Okay, there is no any kind of resolution, etc. I think there is one message on our Telegram channel. Okay, you might have seen related to subject notebook, whether our CC has given instruction.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So whatever you should follow, I will check that as well. If you are in college, you should check it from the subject teacher. Okay, if not, I will see what is the mechanism to check the notebook. To check the notebook, you should have notebook, and it should not be blank. It should be filled one. So whatever we have taught or whatever we have studied till now, it should be there in that notebook. It should not happen that you are purchasing new notebook and just putting in your subject teacher's hand. It should not happen. So I read many more messages from the morning related to notebook. Be careful about notebook. If not updated, please update it. We will check. And if you are coming to the college for our subject, you should come to mechanical department. Otherwise, you can call me. I will tell you where I am sitting in mechanical department. Okay, or I will come to first year. That way. So try to check the notebooks. I think it is required. Not many message I have seen from the morning. So centroid and center of gravity we have discussed. Then there were two terms we have seen: centroidal axis and reference axis. What is centroidal axis? I'm not erasing what we have discussed. So this is the proof. We have discussed something. So I'm not erasing. So we have discussed centroidal axis, the axis which will pass through center of gravity or centroid. It is nothing but centroidal axis. Very simple. The axis passing through the center of gravity or centroid of the body is known as centroidal axis. On the other hand, reference axis, the axis which are parallel to the centroidal axis, is called as reference axis. So here I will ask one question: how we should take a reference axis, or how we should select a reference axis? Can someone tell me?
Leftmost and bottommost.
And bottom
Very
side.
good. We have to select leftmost and bottommost. We have to select leftmost and bottommost. What is the reason behind this? Whatever you are telling, काय कारण आहे याला? What is the reason?
ऑब्जेक्ट फर्स्ट क्वाड्रंट मध्ये येईल.
Yes, it is necessary. We are going to imagine so that whenever we are going to give this particular point is the centroid or center of gravity of this object. So in general, or we can say in our general, we are going to imagine that centroidal point is from positive x-axis and positive y-axis, so that that object is imagined to be in first quadrant. So why it is so? So whenever we are going to get whatever we are going to get that reference, I have told on that day example. If I will say Solapur is how much, I have written here also. Same example, if you will get Solapur is 75 kilometers away. So this is not meaningful sentence unless and until I will give reference from where, from Pandharpur. So simple example, reference is required. That's why when we are going to say centroid of this particular object is at suppose 5, 3. So we have to take 5 from, we can say 5 is the x-axis. It will be measured on x coordinate. It will be measured on x-axis from x coordinate कुठून मोजला जातो, from where we are measuring x coordinate कुठल्या axis पासून मोजला जातो आणि कुठल्या axis वर मोजला जातो, on which axis x coordinate is measured and from where x coordinate is measured.
On x-axis from y-axis.
Yes, it is measured on the x-axis from y-axis. So we have discussed that as well. Or in other words, we can say y coordinate is measured on y-axis from x-axis. Y coordinate आपण मेजरमेंट कुठे घेतो y-axis वरती घेतो आणि कुठून घेतो x-axis पासून घेतो. Something like that. Very basic. We should not go in that much basic, but we should know that. So that thing also we have discussed. Reference axis. Here I will come to a conclusion that whenever we are going to select axis, that object should be in first quadrant. That is our most important thing. Okay. Further to that, we have seen centroid of certain geometries. So these are the simple geometry in proper position or simple position, I will say. These are the simple geometries. We can say simple, or there may be certain geometry. We will see once it will come. That we will see how we can find the centroid or center of gravity of that figure. Okay. So whatever these geometries are there. So one is rectangle, another one is triangle, especially right angle triangle, then semicircle, quarter circle, maybe circle. Actually, it is not there, but I have told on that day. A circle. Even we can find the center of gravity or centroid for circle as well. So it may be something like this: rectangle, triangle, semicircle, quarter circle, parabolic segment. So these are the formulas, and on that day I have told. Suggest you can go for homework, provided that if this figure is not in the standard position, if it is something like we can say rotated, if it is rotated, etc., in other in that way. So what we can do, if it is rotated, then we should be able to find the centroid distance of centroid either from x-axis or y-axis as well. We should be able to find its distance from x-axis or y-axis as well. That is most important thing. That is most important thing what we can say. Okay. That we have seen here on that day I given certain examples standard geometry. So whenever we will come across, we will discuss that as well. Suppose circle, I have drawn on that day circle. It is not saved, I think. Circle, even I have drawn certain objects. Okay, maybe suppose something like this. If I will maybe something like this, I have drawn. I think suppose this is a right angle, a triangle. Okay, and this is x-axis and this is y. So that this object will remain in which coordinate? Quadrant. So if height is h and this total base is suppose d. So what will be its x coordinate and y coordinate? Who will tell? Just recap. Already we have seen this. Who will tell? So it will be here somewhere. What will be its x coordinate and y coordinate for centroid? Or I will say
B
CG.
by 3 and H by 3.
What? सांगा आपलं स्टँडर्ड काय सांगते आपल्याला आर यू विथ मी व्हेरी इम्पॉर्टंट व्हॉट अवर स्टँडर्ड टेल्स आपण स्टँडर्ड डायग्राम अशी काढली आहे बघा मागच्या स्लाइड मध्ये वी आर ड्रॉन अ स्टँडर्ड डायग्राम फॉर दिस समथिंग लाईक दिस maybe something like this. Here it is suppose b, so b by 3, and here we can say h by 3. So it will be suppose this height h by 3. Okay, and here okay h by 3, b by 3, b by 3 and h by 3. So in that way, so it will become, so this horizontal distance, how much it is? B by 3 or h by 3?
B by 3.
Are you with me? What will be this? H by 3. So y distance, what will be x bar? First we will take x bar. What is total? What is total? The total
B.
किती हो?
B.
From that which we have to minus?
B by 3. 3.
B by 3. So it will become 3b minus b. I think 2b by 3.
2B by 3.
2b by 3. And what about this height? Vertical component? Or vertical not component. Vertical distance? H by 3. So there is no question.
H minus H by 3.
H by 3, sir.
H minus H by 3. What is this logic? मला हे डिस्टन्स पाहिजे ना आता वर्टिकल साक्षी
प्लस
एवढंच डिस्टन्स आहे ना माझा व्हर्टिकल कॉर्डिनेट म्हणजे एवढंच डिस्टन्स एवढंच आहे वाय बार फिनिश h by 3 directly. Where is the question of h by 3 plus whatever h minus h by 3? येते का लक्षात? You should not commit simple. Are you with me?
Yes,
X
sir.
coordinate I have changed. X coordinate, okay. I have just rotated the triangular figure. But whether height is rotated, you should not commit such mistake. You should not commit such mistake. It will be h by 3 directly. So that's why I have told intentionally go for exercise. You can tilt a diagram in any way and try to find its distances. If distance is wrong, your problem will go wrong. Other now I will give here. Let us will give someone here. Maybe something like this. Triangle is something like this. And
2b by
height,
3 and 2h by 3.
and this is B, I will say. Now tell me others should the just wait for some time. Let me ask others as well. This will be y, this will be x, and here, generally here, it doesn't matter. Here there will be, I will say g or c, whatever. Okay, I will ask now somebody. Unless and until I will not take anybody's name, nobody should reply. Let me check. I'm shocked with the answer of x bar, sorry, y bar. It is simply h by 3, but students are telling something other. Okay, Dipali, roll number 3.
Yes.
Is it possible for you to tell it's x bar or x component and y component? Maybe x bar and y bar. सांगू शकता है का दीपाली? Is it possible for you to Dipali tell this? हाँ, fast. Dipali? No. Akash Sawan, 15. Roll number 15. Roll number 15. Shall I remove from the meeting? If you are not responding, then I have to remove. It is as simple. Mahesh, 38. Mahesh.
Yes, sir.
Will you tell x bar and y bar for this second figure? I will give name for you. This will be 1 and this will
No,
be
sir.
second. No? Not possible?
Yes.
Hmm?
Not possible,
First
sir.
lecture, no.
Sir.
Okay. Last lecture you were not there. Last lecture Mahesh. होता का पाचच्या lecture ला? कोण म्हणत होता सर मधूनच? Who was about to tell the answer? If this is the case, then it is very, very difficult. Keep in mind. The असेल. Horrible situation. Rahul, rule number 40.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible for you to tell this x bar and y bar?
X bar B by 2 and Y bar H by 2.
How you have calculated x bar? Let me know. सांगू शकताय? बरोबर आहे तुमचं. सांगा बरं जरा कसं कॅल्क्युलेट केलं. x bar किती टोटल x bar किती आहे?
B.
हा टोटल व्हेरी गुड. टोटल इज b. मग काय केलं तुम्ही? d काय काय मायनस केलं b मधून? सॉरी. हा राहुल बरोबर आहे पण सांगा ना कसं. राहुल यू आर करेक्ट.
Yes.
सांगा सांगा फास्ट. आपला वेळ चालला आपल्याला प्रॉब्लेम सोडवायचे. So this one is b by 3 and this one is h by 3. Very simple. So b minus b by 3
Yes, sir.
equal to 2b minus 3. Similarly, h minus h by 3 equal to 2h minus 3. Ahe. There is nothing we can say. Very simple. So you should be able to find this. So just I have told this, you can find. So even suppose अजून एक एक्झाम्पल घेतो जाता जाता. maybe example is this. Okay, maybe this. Who will tell? What is this? We have a quarter circle.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Quarter circle x and y. X and y. And here, what is the distance? If its radius is r, तर किती अंतरावर असतो असं आपण म्हटलंय हो? आठवतंय?
4r by 3 pi.
4r divided by 3 pi. So I will write here 4r divided by 3 pi. So what will be x bar? Both are same. So x bar
Yes.
equal to y bar. Just check. No, it will not be same. So x bar first. X bar. Okay. So total is x bar equal to r minus 4r divided by 3 pi. What will be this? काय येईल ते now? Whatever it will come. So I will not simply. And what about y bar? Y bar किती येईल कोण सांगेल? Y bar
4r by 3 pi.
4r divided by 3 pi.
4r divided by 3 pi. There is no any question because this only this distance we have to give. This distance we have to give, nothing. Application of mind is required. Application of mind. Once you are able to apply your mind, because I told on that day as well, unless and until you will not understand this, it is objects on, we can say, in the simple position. These are the objects in the simple position. या ज्या ऑब्जेक्ट आहेत त्या सिंपल पोझिशन मध्ये आहेत. ओके, तर याच्यामधून you should be able to find the various distances from this. You should be able to find various distances from this. Okay, so that is required. Okay, whether you will go for the exercise on your own, otherwise I am going to put such example maybe in your exam. असे example ठेवणार आहे. Maybe in our midterm you might have got notice 30 marks. Is it descriptive or a multiple choice?
Multiple
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice. Let it be. Then also I will put such examples to find its x bar, y bar. I am going to rotate that object. It is very simple. Okay, you should be able to find in that way as well. Okay, let us go further. First problem. Mahesh, 38 roll number. Mahesh.
Yes, sir.
Read the problem statement loudly.
Determine centroid of T section with respect to bottom having planage 20 mm x 20 mm. 20 mm.
Okay. Thank you. So there is one object called as T section. This object is looking something like T letter or alphabet from the ABCD. That's what is called as T section or T. With respect to bottom, actually this will, if it is not given, then we should be able to locate the reference axis. We should locate it. With respect to bottom, having flange 200 mm and 20 mm. Okay, so this T section mainly divided into two parts. Which are they? Two parts. One is
B and H.
flange and wave. This is mainly divided into two parts, which are they? One is flange, one is wave. This one it may not be asked in exam. Very simple list object, but as a part to understand this, we will study this as well. Okay, so these two. First task, once object is in front of you, our first task is to locate its reference. पहिल्यांदा आपण काय करायचे, reference axis means x and y axis we have to locate. Now, what is method to locate x and y axis? काय मेथड आहे हो?
Bottommost and leftmost side.
This will be x, I will say bottommost side, or we can say a point, bottommost we will say. Okay, and what about this? This will be, we can say, which is this? Y. So x and y. Okay, here I will say origin. So first task is to locate reference axis. So what care we have to take while locating reference axis? What care we have to take while locating reference axis? That object should come in which quadrant? The object कुठं आलं पाहिजे आपलं? First quadrant.
First quadrant.
That by looking to that we should locate the reference axis. We have located that. Now let us say, I will write here in B1 I will write as it is first I will write something here. Object is divided into two parts. Two parts. Which are they? Number one.
Flange.
Number one, flange. And number two,
Wave.
wave. Flange and wave. Okay. So one by one we will consider now. One by one. Consider flange. So what we are going to do here? What the way I have told? What the way I have told the formula to find the x bar and y bar? Which I will go little back. You can see here formula. What was that? X bar equal to a1 x1 plus a2 x2 plus a1 xn. Okay, divided by addition of all the areas. Means this particular object is first divided into two parts. One is flange and one is wave. So what we have to do first? I will write here. Consider flange. So let us say it has a a1. So what will be the area for flange a1? We will calculate it. So flange is, are you observing what is the dimensions of flange? What is its height? Height and we will see width or length. How much it is?
20 and 200.
So 20 and 200. Okay, so what will be that? What will be the area then? Area किती लो?
4,000. 4,000.
It will be 4,000. What will be unit?
Millimeter square.
Millimeter square. Okay. Then we have to find x1. We have to find centroid. So I will say for the geometry as a1 suppose, or a1, and this will be a2. So area we found. Now centroid of. So is it possible to calculate its centroid? त्याचा centroid कुठं असतो आपण बघितलो? Centroid of flange. Centroid of flange. x1. कुठं असेल हो x1? y axis पासून किती अंतरावरती x1 असेल?
100 millimeter.
100 millimeter.
Because it is maybe here, no? So I will say as a g1, small g1. So 100. त्याला बघा फॉर्म्युला वगैरे काय नाही. You should imagine 100 mm. Okay. What about y1?
10.
y1
10.
10. पण आपलं काय ठरलेलं आहे, कुठून डिस्टन्स घेतलं पाहिजे आपण? आता रेफरन्स ऍक्सिस आपले फिक्स्ड आहे. Our reference axis are fixed now.
210.
So if I want to take y distance or y coordinate of centroid G1, so at what distance it will be? कुठल्या distance वर असेल सांगा बरोबर?
Yes, sir. 210.
Yes, so it will be 200. Okay, so whatever the height of wave we have to consider, height
Sir,
of wave.
200 plus 10.
210.
Sorry, sir. No, I'm going to add. Don't worry. 200 plus 10 for your understanding. 10. And it will become 210, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
you should imagine which addition I have gone for. 200 plus 10. So therefore I will write here. Therefore, hence centroid. Therefore, hence centroid. Hence centroid equal to G1, that will be equal to 100 to 10. Okay, in this way. It will be in this way. Okay. Now consider wave. Consider wave. Okay. Consider wave. So what will be the area? Area A2 equal to
4,000. 4,000.
so 20 into 200 equal to, again it will be 4,000. Okay, 4,000. Now centroid of wave. Centroid of wave. Centroid of wave equal to, maybe I will say for this, maybe it may be somewhere here. I will say it as a G2. Centroid of wave G2. So I will not, if I will say it as x2, y2, then equal to, what will be at x2? What will be the x2 distance of or x coordinate of whatever centroid is there for the wave?
100.
90.
Hmm?
90, I think.
कशावरून काढलं 90? From where you have calculated that?
100, sir.
आपण
100.
100.
apply the logic. किती अंतर आहे? x coordinate किती आहे? Horizontal. It will measure from y axis. किती अंतरावर येईल तो? दोन्ही एका खालीच एक असतील, G1 and G2.
Yes, sir.
Means x1 and x2 same असणार. The x coordinate of both G1 and G2 will be same. 90 कसं काढलं
म्हणजे
साक्षी?
10
From
पण
where you-
मायनस केलं त्या 20 मधलं 10 पण मायनस केलं.
20 मधलं 10 पण मायनस केलं.
हा.
It will not be. It will come again 100. Midpoint लाच येणार ना 100. Okay, y2. Tell me the y2.
100.
Huh?
100, sir.
Again it will be 100. 100. So centroid I will write here. Centroid of wave. Centroid of wave equal to x2, y2 equal to 100. 100. Which standard geometry we have used here? आपण standard geometry कुठली वापरली हो इथं? First only rectangle. Only rectangle. Number of geometries are going to come complicated. You remember, just we have used the rectangle. Now if I want to combine these two sections, what the weight is there in T section? So here now x coordinate I will say x coordinate of T section equal to, okay, x bar equal to, what will be that? X bar is equal to, we know the formula, just before we have seen a1 x1 plus a2 x2 divided by a1 plus a2 equal to हा फॉर्म्युला आता लक्षात ठेवायचा. We should remember this formula a1 x1 plus a2 x2. So x coordinate will be a distance which will be either it will be in mm, centimeter, meter, whatever. So it will multiple both the terms area into some distance means unit of distance cube. But we are going to divide by again. Here what will come in short? Maybe suppose meter cube divided by meter square. काय येईल व्हायचं थोडक्यात हे म्हणजे हे म्हणजे हे काय आन्सर येईल युनिट काय येईल फायनली meter is a distance, so it will come distance. Okay, so that is for standard formula. So that is standard formula, just I have written. So if I will take what it will come now, just check a1 x1 plus a2 x2 divided by a1 plus a2.
100.
A1, what is a1? We will put the values first. 4000, no? 4000 into x1, how much? 100 plus a2 is again 4000 into x2, again 100 divided by I think 4000 plus 4000 equal to आता calculate करा सांगा 4000 I think it will get cancel 100 plus 100 is 200 200 divided by 1 plus 1 2 200 divided by 200 it will come 100. Okay, similarly y coordinate of T section y bar equal to a1 y1 plus a2 y2 a2 y2 divided by a1 plus a2 equal to, put the values again, 4000 into y1 is 210 plus what is a2 4000 into what is y2, what is y2 100.
Yes, sir.
Are you with me? Divided by 4000 plus 4000. Tell me, simplify this and tell me.
155.
155.
Have you simplified?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
155.
Yes, sir.
It is like this only.
Yes, sir.
Have you calculated all? It will be 155. So here I will write centroid. I don't have space. So centroid of T equal to centroid of T section equal to G. We will say capital G, which will be what is x coordinate 100. It is symmetrical object, so it will come at the center. What about this 155? 155. So this will be your answer. Centroid of this figure will be this. Okay, so this will be your answer. Centroid is equal to 100 and centroid will be at this. Are you with me? Very simple.
Yes, sir.
I hope you are understanding the things. Any problem? Very simple. In this way, if you divide the diagram and if you find, it is very easy. So you can check. So where will be 100, it will be on the vertical line of G1 and G2. So what about its y coordinate 155? Where it will be? Y coordinate of G1 is how much? Means y1 to 10. So what about this y2? Y2 is 100. Means whether that combined effect of center of gravity will be in between. So मध्ये येईल का वय असा कुठेतरी मध्येच असा?
Yes, sir. Midpoint of G1, G2.
Either midpoint or maybe here and there little. I don't think. किती येतं डिस्टन्स याच्यामधलं बघा काय एक्झॅक्ट मिडल नाही येतो.
Sir, 110 येत आहे डिस्टन्स. मग त्याचं 55 मिड पॉइंट.
Okay. Okay, then it will be at the midpoint of that, but it may not be always. It may come here, but it may not be always. So here it will come 100 and 155. In this way, you can locate. Actually, it is not necessary to show in the object or figure. Here you can show, but here you should show. So this is our answer. Any problem? Any problem? So in this way, step by step, if your one distance will go wrong, if your one distance will go wrong, everything will go wrong. Keep in mind. If your one distance will go wrong, everything will go wrong. So that care you have to take. Are you with me? समजते का काय चाललंय?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So shall we go next problem?
Yes, sir.
We will discuss one problem. If possible, tomorrow morning we will start. Okay. So because I have to go in one of the meeting. Who will read this problem?
Can I, sir?
Ah.
Determine centroid of canal as shown in following figure.
Okay, determine center of channel, C channel, C shape, the channel, capital C. त्याला C channel असं नाव आहे actually. Determine centroid of the C channel as shown in following figure. म्हणजे खाली दाखवलेल्या C channel साठी काय काढायचं आहे? Centroid काढायचा. Okay. What is our first task? आपली first task काय असते? What is our first task?
फ्लेंज आणि वेब मध्ये कन्वर्ट करून सगळ्याचे सेंट्रोइड काढायचा.
No. That flange and wave is for that T section. Always it is not. प्रत्येक वेळी आपण आता हे म्हणू शकतो.
Reference axis.
पहिल्यांदा रेफरन्स ऍक्सिस काढून घ्यायचे. म्हणजे रेफरन्स ऍक्सिस आपला what is our criteria to locate the reference axis? What is our criteria?
First coordinate.
That object should remain in first quadrant, not coordinate. So this will be x. So actually that figure is tilted a little. So you imagine it is vertical only. Yeah? So you may feel it is tilted one, but it is vertical. Maybe something like this. This one is y. Okay, this x and y. Now, in how many, we can say, in how many subparts this object it is possible to divide? किती subpart मध्ये divide करूया हे?
3.
This will be 1. This will be second. And this will be third. These 3 parts, 1, 2, 3. We can divide this into 1, 2, 3, and we can proceed. So rectangle 1. I will give here subparts. Just give attention. I will give it as a homework because it is not possible to complete. Only 5 minutes are remaining. Subparts of C channel. Subparts of C channel. Okay, which are they? First, we will say first. How much it is? First, I will say rectangle. First, a rectangle. What is that rectangle? What is that size? Suppose we will say as a then we say R1, R for rectangle. R1, what is size? First we have to give horizontal, then vertical, 40. Then R2. What will be R2? What is X? X dimension of that R2, figure R2, rectangle R2. किती आहे horizontal 40, vertical किती आहे 1520. And what about R3, rectangle 3? What will be that rectangle 3? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
1200 into 40.
Okay, with this we will stop. Try to solve this problem. If not, tomorrow we will solve. Whether it will be okay, I have to go. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You try it very carefully. If not, we will solve. Very simple. Actually, problem is very simple. Don't worry. Only instead of 2 subparts, here 3 subparts are there. 3. So that also you can solve it. There is nothing. If you, I think there should not be any problem if your attention is utmost. जर तुम्ही मनापासून लेक्चर करत असाल तर काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही. You can solve this problem. I have confidence. If not, we will solve it tomorrow. Okay, with this I will close. I have to go very urgently. I will take attendance quickly. Just wait. Roll number 1. 1 I am not finding. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11, 12 I am not finding. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7. 27 I am not finding. 37 I is not finding. 37. 47, 48. 47, 48 not finding. 56, 57. 56, 57 also not finding. 57, 59 also not there. 59. With this, we'll stop. Thank you.